I grew up in Iran till I was about 14. So I was born there. I was almost born here. My parents lived in the U.S. and then they moved back. So my mom was pregnant with me when they moved back from Michigan State. That's what they went to school. So they moved back to Iran, and I was born. And we left in 1979. That's when all that craziness happened back there. And so we came to the U.S. and we came straight to Columbus. I got interested probably when I was 10 or 11. I remember my dad would take me to the dentist every 2 weeks, seemed like. And I always had cavities. I loved sweets, so I grew up around the dental office. And so I just slowly became more and more interested in how dentistry worked. And when I came to the U.S., my family dentist actually was my kind of took me under his wings, and I would go and watch him, practice, and he did a lot of his own lab work. And then my orthodontist, also here in Columbus, I at the time I had some interest in ortho, so I had braces for 4 years, so he would talk to me about it, about the whole career of dentistry and how it works. So just slowly I got more and more interested in it. I went to Ohio State for undergrad and dental school, and this is back in the late 80s, early 90s. Graduated in 91 from Ohio State, then went down to Florida for a year, did a year of AGD down there, and practiced down there. I got my license in Florida, worked there for a year or two, then came back to Ohio. I've been a member, I think, since 2007, 2008, so it's been a while, and it's been wonderful. Just the camaraderie between all the dentists, their backgrounds, just bouncing ideas off of each other, and learning with treatment planning and just various speakers that we've had. It's been a wonderful experience. I have two boys, Sean and Dean. Sean is 26. He just turned 26. Dean is 22, and one's in New York, one's in D.C. So kind of doing their own thing. Neither one, unfortunately, wanted to follow my footsteps. They're both in business, and my wife works here in the practice with me. She does pretty much all the things I don't like to do as far as running the business side of things. And as far as free time, I enjoy playing tennis. I like to go on walks and travel as much as my time allows. I would describe in the first 10 years it was pretty much a general dental practice, family practice. We did all the normal things that a general dental practitioner does, and then slowly I became interested in ortho, and then that kind of led me into sleep dentistry and TMJ. And so even though I still do general dentistry, I think that my practice just it kind of evolved into a kind of a more of a specialized or focused in those areas. So that's really, and it's become my passion, really, especially with children, trying to recognize early signs of sleep problems, airway problems, which can really affect the child's growth, and then they become adults with sleep problems and jaw problems. So that's really become my main focus and my passion. I would say go into dentistry knowing that there's so much more that you can do for your patients. Once you get your basic dental education from dental school, really go out there and see what else is available, because the things that I'm doing now, really none of them were taught in dental school. It was a great education, especially at Ohio State. When I compared to other schools, I think it was a really good education we got, but there's so much more out there, and so much more that as dentists we can do and really help our medical colleagues, our physician colleagues, understand that dentistry can do so much for the overall health of patients that I think we're not aware of when we get out of school. So I think it's good for them to know that there is that kind of impact that dentistry can have, and go into it with open eyes. My goals are to obviously continue to grow and and evolve the practice, and at the same time try to, I guess for myself, trying to do the things that I enjoy more, and really the things that I feel that are impacting my patients. At the same time, still offer the really good basic services that we've been offering for many years. I would say probably from what I hear from patients and from my team is I'm pretty patient. I don't enjoy trying to rush through things. I take my time, whether it's talking to patients or just the dental procedures. So and I do feel like dentistry is a very people-oriented profession. It's not just about fixing teeth. So I think it's good to really sit back sometimes and make the connection with the patients, and I feel that that's one of my strengths is I can just listen to the patient, look at them eye to eye, and try to make that contact that's so essential, especially when we offer these more comprehensive services that really require good patient-doctor trust. I would say because of the training in sleep apnea and sleep dentistry, I would say saved or at least prolonged the life of several of my patients. I can just think offhand at least 5 patients that probably wouldn't be around if we had not really talked to them and convinced them to go get sleep studies and at least recognize that they have a problem. I hate the sound of whining, actually. I love the sound of laughter. Probably do what I do now. I would probably maybe do less of what I don't enjoy, but I love what I do, and I really think of it as almost a hobby because it's so rewarding and fulfilling that I think even if I didn't have to work, I would still be coming to work and do what I do now. Well, growing up in Iran, I speak Farsi, although I don't get to practice it as much, but yes, that's the only other language. Maybe a couple of words of Spanish, but I would not like to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I think Gandhi. He's, from what I've read and the movies that portray him, he had the calm, calm confidence, and just the ability to make connections and really change the world without violence and without even raising his voice. So, since I'm a big tennis fan, I love Roger Federer. Anger Management. I just absolutely love that movie with Jack Nicholson and everything about it. I love pasta, any kind, with any kind of sauce. Well, besides dental journals, I love cars, so a couple of car magazines, but more recently I'm trying to read more business articles and business magazines just because it's not something we were trained at, and I'm not very good at it naturally, so I'm trying to read more business related journals. I love exotics, so Lamborghini.